Are you learning something? I believe this is a comprehensive class where you not only learn how to fish, but how to turn your fish into millions and then groom other people to learn how to fish. And then before you know, you're already billionaires in your field. He said something that really struck me. He said you should know your products. He said know your customers. In fact, that's the part that most people miss it. You don't know your customer. You just know how much you want to make. This is the time where you need to be very, very strategic. Know your customers. Those who are doing wigs, know your customers. Those who have learned how to do adire, know your customers. Those who have learned social media marketing, know your customers. Those who are learning how to do makeup, know your customers. Those who have learned bridal accessories, know your customers. In fact, the name speaks volume. Bridal accessories. Now, some people, although it's a bridal accessory kind of jewel, but it's still useful for all other things. It's not only for brides to be. The mother of a bride can decide to do a shopping. Regular people can decide to want to wear a fascinator like what I have in my head. I'm not wearing it because I'm getting married. No. So you need to know your customers, okay? And then it says we should know the business. You need to know the business. What you have now, yes, is a skill, but it's for a purpose. Tap your neighbor, say, know your business. Very quickly, we're going into the keynotes, and we still have quite a number of things lined up for today. Part of the things that we have lined up includes, we have the presentation of certificates for those who have initiated their interest in having certificates. If you are still interested in having your certificates and you have not made the payment for your certificate, you can still do so within the week. We also have the class representative presentations. So if you are the one that is going to be speaking for your class, make sure that you are ready immediately after this keynote. Then we also have all other things. I know today is your practical day. And remember what I promised you at the beginning is that the best in your class will be empowered. Will that person be you? I didn't even hear a bigger yes. Will that person be you? I see some gorgeous adire in the making. Wow, a round of applause for that class. If I didn't mention your class, it doesn't mean you are irrelevant. You are very, very relevant. I know we also have the class for beaded jewelry, right? Beaded jewelry class. We have the catering class, catering and pastry. We have the shoe cobbling class, right? I think we have, okay, graphics design class. A round of applause for all our trainers. The next person I'm going to be bringing up is a life coach, is also the senior pastor of Royalty Christian Center. The venue that we're using right now, it's a global outreach where God is grooming people for greatness. He is also my husband. He's a business coach. He's my mentor. He's my pastor. He's quite a number of things to me. I usually just say that is my divine compensation. But then I usually tell him that I'm one of his testimony. If God has given him the mandates to groom people for greatness, I am one of the testimonies of the people that have been groomed under him. And I believe that I'm great. Amen. Please, with a round of applause, help me make welcome Pastor David Adeoye.
Please take your seat. Wow. Let's appreciate Mr. Odofin. I think he's gone. Mr. Odofin really taught us a lot about pricing, because how can you make profit if you're not good at pricing your product properly? Now, I will be talking to us from the angle of a life coach and from the angle of somebody who I've written a book on business. I've written more than a book on business, but I've only published one of them. So that is business of business. So I'm going to be speaking from some of the things I've taught business people in the church and outside the church. I wanted to say, let us pray, but we have prayed. But you know, I'm a pastor, so that's the first thing that comes to the mind of a pastor. Now, you see, you have been taught a lot of things. Some of us have been taught how to make beads. Some of us have been taught how to make weave on. Is it weave on wigs? Wigs. Some of us have been taught how to do makeup. Some of us have been taught how to make Agege. Some of us have been taught how to make graphics. But you see, let me tell you something about life. This time I'm going to talk about life, because this is classroom. I'm going to talk about what you are going to face when you leave this place. And that's what everybody faces every day. Whether you're a pastor, whether you're a businessman, whether you work in a company, you face this all the time. I put up a post last night, very early, I think not even last night, like 3 a.m. today. What happened was that I woke up, then I just checked my phone, and I remember that, and this was just flashed into my mind. So I remember I'd posted it before, so I went to my archive to check. And what was that word? I said, everybody has the ability to succeed, but not everybody has the willpower to succeed. It's all of us, as we are seated here, we all have the ability to be a success. We all can do so many things to succeed. But you see, when you now talk about succeeding in the real sense of succeeding, it's not just having the ability that is enough. You have to have the willpower to succeed. So I spoke on a subject some years ago, about a year ago. I titled this message, I said, you can, but will you? I want you to think about that statement for a while. You can, but will you? I can, but will I? Is it because I've come to realize after pastoring this church for 22 years, and after speaking in conferences and helping people to succeed, I've come to realize that quite a lot of us, our problem is not in the ability to succeed. Some of us, even if you're not good in classroom, there's something you are good at. You may not be good at mathematics, but if you look at your life very well, you have the ability to do something. There are some of us, we're not good in the classroom, but when it comes to fashion, putting things together, putting colors together, dressing people up, where nobody can beat us at it. So it's not always, the problem is not always the problem of, can I do it? Can I succeed? The question is, most of the time, am I willing to succeed? Do I have the willpower to succeed? And you see, the willpower to succeed, somebody here can sit there and say, oh, Abba, Pastor, I have the willpower to succeed. How will I not have the willpower to succeed? Now, your willpower is tested. Your willpower to succeed is tested while you are pursuing success and you are facing all the roadblocks, all the challenges, all the difficulties, which your teachers and trainers may not have the time to tell you. They've taught you how to make up, they've taught you how to do Agege, how to make wigs. But you see, because there's no enough time, they've not told you some of the challenges that you'll be facing. There will be challenges. I'm sure we agree. There will be roadblocks. There will be potholes. There will be things that will want to stop you. Now you are leaving this place. You are saying very shortly, Mrs. Adesunmbo Adeoye will hear my name and she'll be proud of me. Maybe you are into makeup and you say, look, and she's going to see me in a major thing, event, and say, wow, see how far she has gone. But you see, before you can attain that height, you have to have a very strong willpower. I'm sorry, I did not appreciate the convener before I started. I was thinking of the fact that they gave me 20 minutes. and they know that 20 minutes is, I really need to work very hard to maintain 20 minutes. So I didn't appreciate that, but I really want to appreciate Mrs. Adesunmbo Adeoye for what she's doing. She said she's been thanking me for using this place, not only here. I can't count how many times she has thanked me at home, in the office. Oh, thank you, Pastor. And I think in my heart, will I say no? I mean, let's think about it. Will I say no? Is it possible for married people to say no to themselves? Maybe your husband is asking you that he wants to use your car for something. Will you say no? You won't say no. Because two of you are one, after all. Now, if I can walk into this place and hold any meeting, then she too can walk in here and do any meeting. So that's the way I've seen it. And so I really want to appreciate her. And there is something I want to say about her that probably she's not expecting I will say, that I want some of us to learn from her. She's a very strong-willed person. She's a very strong-willed person. Whenever she wants to achieve something, she goes all out for it. She will spend her money, she will spend her energy, she will do everything she can to make sure that thing works. When I married my wife, some people were afraid for me that I was marrying a celebrity and that she won't be able to do the work of a pastor's wife properly. Some people were afraid for me, but they didn't know that I've seen her head. Even though she has never been a pastor's wife before, I knew that her kind of person will always do well. You see, anybody with good, strong will, they do well in everything they do. Do you know that my wife, by the time we were married for about 4 years, the time our marriage was about 4 years old, Punch released 11 pastors' wives, 11 first-class pastors' wives in Nigeria that are doing well. My wife's picture was on the front page as one of the 11. And I know what surprised me is that it's Punch. Punch is one of the most popular newspapers, and she was the youngest on that list. She was the newest, and just in 4 years, she had made so much impact. That's what willpower does. You already have the ability to succeed, but you have to have a drive. Let me tell you what willpower does. What willpower does is that if you can't fly, willpower will make you run. If you can't run, you will walk. Willpower will make you walk. If you can't walk, you will crawl. Willpower will make you crawl. By every means, willpower will make sure you are moving. That's what willpower does. So after you have learned everything you have, please, I want you to go and develop a strong willpower. I want you to pray about it. I do pray about it. That Lord, as I'm pursuing this thing, I know I will confront some Goliath, I will confront some giants, but I receive courage. I receive strong willpower and that not to give up. After all this training, in the next 1 year, there are people who will not do this thing again. I'm not cursing anybody, but you will not be that person. So I'm not trying to be negative, but that's just the truth. There are people who learn to make up now, but in another 1 year, they may not be doing makeup again. You will not be that person. There are those who have learned Agege who may not make 1 naira from that Agege. It's not a cause, but it's because some people only get ability to do something. They don't know that they also need willpower to achieve it. Are you following what I'm saying? So how do you develop a strong willpower? Let me tell you, I'm telling you from my personal experience. Me, I just jump. You know what I mean by jumping? Let's assume this is the top of the mountain. I don't care whether I'm going to break my leg or break my head, I just jump. How do I jump? Maybe you learned makeup or you learned Agege. As soon as you are leaving this place, you are opening an Instagram account. That doesn't cost anything. You don't need to register that. You may need to go to CAC and spend money to register. So what I do is that I will leave this place and I will name my business and I will open an Instagram account for that business. I will open a Facebook account for that business. I'll post 1 or 2 pictures before the end of today. even if it's not my real job. I can start with somebody's job, and I will post it, and I will send those links to all my WhatsApp contact and tell them this is what I do. You know what you have done? You have put yourself in a corner. You know what you have done? You have jumped. You don't even mind whether they will be laughing at you behind and say, Igba wo lo learn makeup? When did she learn makeup? When did she learn adire? When did she learn how to make wig? Are you getting what I'm saying? Just jump. Life is about risk. Life is about risk. The chair you are sitting on, you took a risk. You took a risk to sit on that chair. You're not even sure if the chair will fall you down or not, but you sat. But the chair did not fall you there eventually. So just jump. Just take a step. Just make an announcement. Just tell people that's what you now do. Tell all the sisters you know. Tell all the brothers you know. And now make adire. If you want to make adire, please contact me. This is my business number. That's how to talk. That's how to jump. That's how to stimulate that willpower we're talking about. Because the moment you put yourself in a corner, you don't want people to laugh at you. You're now trying to do everything possible so people don't laugh at you. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now, people are going to laugh at you. Are you ready? Your willpower will make you watch people laugh at you and it will not get to you. People are going to say, Shebi last year she did, it was makeup she said she's doing. How come this year it is wig? That's not their business. That's your business. Am I correct? That's your business. It's your life. You choose to change from makeup to wig, or you are adding wig to makeup, whichever way. But that's your life. That's your business. Don't let people talk you out of your dreams. Don't let people laugh at you out of your dreams. Look, the first makeup you will do, the first adire you will do, will not be the best. It will not. I'm just preparing you. But the willpower you have will make you look at, even though you've made the adire and they reject it, you look at it and you say, I'll make another one. That's willpower. How many of us know Astoria caterers? Astoria. If you don't know them, please can I see you on? Okay. They are one of the best caterers in Nigeria. They are my aunties. They do parties for Okoya, the last Okoya birthday. I don't need to ask them. I know they are the one. Because they are Okoya official caterer. Since I have known them. They cater for IBB, cater for Basanjo, cater for Pastor Adeboye, and all these names. Ask her, when I came to Lagos to start this church as a young graduate, because she was a very wealthy auntie we all have, people go to our office to ask her for money. So one day I showed up in her office. She was thinking that maybe I came for money. I didn't come for money. I didn't need her money. I told her that, look, auntie, I know you are rich, but it's not your money. How much can you give me? That I won't finish. I said, but auntie, I just want you to give me 20 to 30 minutes. I want to ask you a few questions, and I want you to give me sincere answers. She said, she was afraid. She told me later that she was afraid. What question? I want to hear the questions. I wanted to know how she started Astoria and how she made it to that point. And she told me after she answered all my questions, she said, Tunde, you know you are the first cousin I have that is coming into this office and is not asking me for money. And you want to know how I made it so that you can go and duplicate it. She said, Tunde, she told me this, I'm saying it openly so that if you know how you can quote me. She said, Tunde, very soon, just like it's difficult to see Pastor Adeboye, Bishop Oyedepo, we, your auntie, will find it difficult to see you because you will succeed. Now, what did I do? I had the guts. I must say guts. The willpower I'm talking about is also called guts. Some people call it guts, some call it courage, some call it boldness, call it whatever name you want to call it. I had the gut to ask her how did, and I remember she told me a story. She said, the first catering service she did, how did our catering service started? She said one day, after she finished from Kwara Poly, she studied catering and hotel management. There was no job. She now said one day she thought, this thing Sunny Agege, that is singing music in all these parties, does he have official caterer? She said, well, whether no, yes or no, she doesn't know. She and one of her sisters said, we'll go to his office in Yaba. We'll tell him, Oga, make us your official caterer. That when you get, when people want to do party, they go to people like that first. When they come to you and say, Oga, we want you to play in our party, tell them you want to recommend a caterer to them. We'll be giving you a certain percentage from our profit. That was the idea that came to their head. And they had the courage. And when they got there, they said, our chairman is not around, he has traveled out of the country. They now discuss with the manager. The managers look at them and say, you these small girls, who taught you what you are saying? Chairman will like this idea because chairman wants to make money. All the caterers have been catering in all his parties. They don't talk to him, they don't give him anything. So the first party Sunny Ade recommended them for was the General Adebayo's party, one of the the retired generals in the military. She said, Tunde, do you know that we spent all the money they gave to us for that party, no profit. We spent our money because we were told IBB will be coming, Obasanjo will be coming, all those names will be coming. So we wanted to impress everybody that will be coming. We made our complimentary card, we put our card on all the tables, we spent all the money. He said, but when they finished the party, everybody said this is a lovely party, they were collecting their card. She said, but when everybody left, herself and her sister started crying. You know why? They say. That is, they were in debt of so much amount of money. So the first idea you will make, you will not make profit. I'm not causing you. I'm just preparing your mind. But your willpower will make you to say, look, even though the first one I have not made profit, I will make another one. And make another one. Today, can we say Astoria is not making profit? No, far. I'm giving you about 7 to 8 years data. About 7 to 8 years ago, they take party and they charge per person 17,000 per person. Ejo kilo kin of Agege. In Yoruba, what in English? What are they going to eat? That's about 7 to 8 years ago. I don't know what they charge now. They charge as much as 17,000 per person, naira. And these rich people don't eat too much food. Abi? They don't eat plenty food. Maybe now they have gone to 35,000, I don't know. Maybe 50,000, I don't know. And I've seen people give them party, 2,000 guests, and more than that. But the first party they got, they went into debt. The first message I preached in my life, they gave me 1 hour. 5 minutes, I was through with everything I prepared. The first 5 minutes, I preached all my notes. And I was asking myself, they didn't know what, I was just saying, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. They were just trying to and I was thinking, what am I going to say next? Nobody gets it right the first time. Nobody. But let me tell you what separates success from failure. A successful person failed, tried again, failed, tried again, failed, until they succeed. So I want you to walk out of this place with the guts to face failure, with the willpower to make sure that failure gets tired. It is failure that will get tired though. When I was struggling as a pastor, I used to make this statement. I would say, Satan, you are doing everything to discourage me. You think this boy can be discouraged? This boy cannot be discouraged. I used to say to myself, if anybody will be discouraged, if anybody will give up in this matter, Satan, it cannot be me, it can only be you. I want you to go into that business with that mindset that it's either I succeed or I succeed. No failure. No option for failure. If it's makeup, I'm going to be one of the best makeup artists in this country. And you say it to yourself all the time. We have a young lady in this church. Maybe she couldn't volunteer this time. She has volunteered before for some of the training we have done. She is one of the best makeup artists in this country. I asked her one day in our studio when I was helping her to dedicate a studio in Magodo. I said, how did you get there? He said, Pastor, it's a long story. Her father told her, because her father is a big man, her father told her that, is that what you want to do with your life? But today, her father is encouraging her. You may think it's only makeup I have learned. People are making millions from makeup. People are making millions from Adire. Your Adire will go outside the country. Your makeup will go outside the country. People do wedding in Nigeria. People go to Dubai to do wedding. They carry their makeup artists along. Pay for their ticket. So please, that's how I want you to see yourself. See yourself as somebody who has just started, but that's where you are going. And you're not ready to give up until you get there. I want to thank all our trainers. They've done this thing for free. They've trained. If we are to pay these trainers, we're going to spend millions because each one of them are going to go with minimum of 6 digits. But they've given us this thing for free. But let me share a testimony with them. If you want to clap, they are your trainer. If you want to clap for them, please clap for them. It's a big sacrifice. It's a big sacrifice. It's a big sacrifice. Let me tell you a story. Many years ago, there's a department in our church, and we used to have this guy who was the best hand in that department. You know, some departments are technical departments. You can't just join a church and say you want to join a particular some department if you don't have the technical knowledge. I don't want to mention the department because I don't want people here. Some people are members. I don't want them to know the people I'm talking about. So this guy was the best hand then, and all the people in his department, they don't know how to handle. Let me tell you, it's a visual department. They don't know how to handle camera. So we used to tell him, please teach your other guys, members, how to handle this camera. You know what he used to say? I know he has changed now, but then he used to say, because of his ignorance, he would say, I can't teach them for free. I use money to learn it. I understand that all these trainers, they don't always teach for free. But you see, no matter if you're a believer, whatever you are doing to make money, once in a while, give it out for free. Abi? Once in a while, give it out for free. When you give it out for free, it will come back to you. So when you didn't understand that principle then, this guy has changed now, so he refused to teach anybody in his department. After many years, like 10 years after, Larry Eshaw, you know Larry Eshaw Films? The owner of Larry Eshaw Films joined our church and became the head of the media team. And he just started teaching people everything he knows for free. He picked up a guy who just finished service, CJ. He taught him how to edit. He taught him everything. Showed him even secrets that others will not show him. After he taught him for free, he employed him. He taught him for free, but he started paying him 50,000. He started with 50,000. As the last time we spoke, he paid him over 100,000 now per month. But you know that today, the guy that refused to teach others, he now works under Larry Eshaw. So what these people have done is that they have expanded their territories. Although they gave you for free, but it will come back to them. But please don't forget, what will make your trainers happy is to see that you succeed. Please, I'd like you to go out like an hungry lion out of this place. Start painting. If you learn makeup, start painting everything you can paint. Let them laugh at you. They will laugh tire. Start looking for clothes. Start looking for clothes to turn to Agege. Let them laugh at you. They will laugh tire. That is how to succeed. That is how to succeed in life. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Let people laugh at you until you succeed. People have laughed at me as a pastor before. People have mocked me before. People have looked at me like Pastor Ken. But you see, let them laugh until God hears their laughter. Who are they laughing at? They're not only laughing at you, they're also laughing at your maker. The one who gave you this dream to want to be what you want to become. And that person, you cannot laugh at that person and go free. He will prove himself strong. So my prayer for you today is this. I don't know if I've finished my time. My prayer for you is this, that God will give you the guts. God will give you the boldness. God will give you the courage. You are not going to be local. You are going to be global. You are not saying amen because you don't believe it. You are not saying amen because you don't believe it. You are not going to be local. You are going to be global. You are going to make millions from what you have learned. You are going to build houses from what you have learned. You are going to enter private jet with what you have learned. And if your faith can carry it, you are going to own private jet with what you have learned. Many years ago, if they tell us that just playing football, people can own private jet, just singing songs, people can own private jet in Nigeria, we would doubt them. But today, there are musicians in Nigeria that own private jet. There are footballers that own private jet. From what you are doing, I prophesy, you will own private jets. You build your own houses. You will send your children to school outside the country. You make millions of naira. Global people that have high profile, they will patronize you. As you start your makeup business, your Agege business, your wig business, your graphic business, God will announce you. Finally, as I close, the Bible says, Paul plants, Apollo water, but God gives the increase. Look, after you have done your best, you need God to give you the increase. And that's why you need to be a prayerful person. You need to pray daily about your dream and confess with your mouth that this dream will not die. It will come to pass. This church you are seeing here today started beside the dunghill. For the first 3.5 years of this church, we were beside the biggest dunghill in Agege. I'll be preaching and everywhere will be smelling. Everywhere has flies. We could not rent canopy on our head. Everywhere, people laugh at me. People said, this guy is, you think, and Winners Chapel was there then, they were in Rajioba. You think people will leave such big churches, they will see such big churches and still come to this church? But all that they said that those years, can they still laugh now? Even if they are laughing, something must be wrong with their head. If they are still laughing, something must be wrong. So please don't let anybody laugh you out of it. Be focused and the Lord will help you. And you see, those who have trained you too, don't disconnect from them. Keep that relationship on. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. One day, they may have plenty makeups and they cannot attend to all of them. And they'll say, Deborah has always keep in touch. Let Deborah go and represent me there. That's the beginning. The Lord bless you. Thank you for your time.